Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. So we finally have one of the best events, I guess, from Dragonheirs going on live today. If you have started Season 2 on the first day it was released, basically. And the one that I'm talking about is the the Lunar Halo Radiance event. The reason why this one's one of my favorite ones and why I call it to be so good is because we have the opportunity to get an exclusive legendary Ardreth, okay? We have the opportunity to get her, and honestly, she looks amazing. So not only does she have like an amazing skin, you know, they just do a great job with the way that they look in general. Come on, puppy. My puppy tried to jump in bed and it's a bit higher, so she was like, I got this. But yeah, so not only does she look amazing, but her kit looks pretty crazy overall. And I'm not going to go through her kit much today, but I'm just telling you, she is one legendary that you definitely want to get. I'm going to make a video at a certain point testing her in Vortex and some other areas just to give you guys an idea of how good she actually is. But basically, the way that we have to do it, for those of you that obviously played Season 1 as well, you know that we had the Uteor event. And it was a little bit tough. It was a little bit, you know, it was pretty hard to complete. And yeah, most people called it Season 1 to be whale friendly, not too free to play friendly. So I guess I kind of can agree with that one from the previous season. However, if you got to Season 2, you should have more options when it comes to heroes. You should have more of them scrolled and whatnot. So this one should be a bit easier. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go through this one and explain to you what mistakes you want to avoid, what you want to do, and basically, if you are a little bit lucky as well, and depending on your server, you might be able to complete this whole event without doing even one summon, okay? Again, it depends on your server, on your luck and whatnot, but basically the amount of points that we can get are gonna be the first ones from Moonlight Dungeon. Basically what's it gonna be is they're gonna rotate through 4 dungeons every 5 days or like every week, something like that. And we're going to be able to get 15 of the Lunar Halo shards from this one, okay? So this is one of the things that everybody should be able to do, okay? So I'm not going to go through everything, but this one's 90. For example, this week, we just have to do the Grave of Venom. We also have the legendary drop rate, forged material drop rate increased, which means that obviously this is the best time, and this is when people would want to go crazy on farming gear, because now is the actual time. So the first 91 should be pretty easy. Everybody should be able to do it. If you cannot grab all of these ones, then that just means you're not playing enough, and it does not require that much time, trust me. Now, if I look over to the next one, obviously the next one is gonna be through summoning. So this one's basically, this banner right now is kind of like a replacement for the normal banner that we have, okay? Normal banner where we had it at the beginning of the season. If you summon 80, you're guaranteed to get another one. The good thing about this banner is the fact that it carries over the pity from the previous one. So if you started pulling already on the same orange banner, you know, the one with the 80, your pity will carry over on this one. So again, even on this one, let's say you pull only, I don't know, you pull only 20 to get 20 of the Lunar Halo shards. That 20 is going to stay and it's going to carry over to the next orange summoning banner that will pop up after this event ends. So keep that in mind. This is what keeping in mind. It's not the same with these ones, okay? These banners are independent. If you summon 30 on this one, then the next one comes up and you summon another 5, you're not getting a legendary. They have separate ones. The only ones that carry is these orange ones. So from this one, if you summon a total of 60, you can get yourself another 60 Lunar Halo shards. But I would say first tip and first mistake to avoid, do not summon day one. That's what I would say. I mean, maybe if you want to summon on this one because you want to do some more summons just to see what else you're gonna get, but if you're only summoning to get these Lunar Halo shards, I would stop you. I would advise against it. The reason for that is this whole event goes on for 4 weeks. Same thing with the banner. It's 4 weeks, 27 days, okay? Which means that you should wait up until you get close to the end of it to see how many do you actually need to summon, because you might not need to summon it at all if you're lucky, like I said, or you might just need to summon to get the 10 extra, and then that's it. You might not need to waste extra summons. And you might want to just, I don't know, see one of these banners. Plus, later as we get into the season, these banners are going to have the epic chest that might be interesting to grab and whatnot. So Again, mistake number one, tip number one, do not summon on this one, okay? Do not summon yet, just wait. Unless you're impatient, then, more power to you, YOLO, go for it. So that's number one. Now, the most important thing that I want to talk about is this one, okay? So the next part where you can get points, because like I said, there's three ones: the dungeons, the summoning, and then there's the continental challenges, okay? So from the continental challenges, we can obtain a total of 90, okay? But these 90 are just from reaching the top milestone. So basically, if you get 90 from here, and then you get 90 from this one, that means you're gonna get 180, and that means you would need another 20 from here, and that would, to pull 20 helolites, and another 20, and you should get to 200. However, there's one thing to keep in mind. If, again, this is the part where it depends on your server. So over here, we see, let me move myself to the other side. We see that we have points ranking, okay? If you click on this one, you see that there's gonna be a leaderboard. Basically, these ones are all the points that you gather every single week. You see a timer, 6 days, 12 hours. So every single week, depending on how many points you do, you're gonna place at the top of that. It's not per challenge, but it's the total. So every single week, we can do a certain amount of challenges. Week 1, we can challenge the bosses 3 times. Week 2, you can do it 4 times. Week 3, you can do it 5 times. And in the last week, you can do it 6 times. The reason why I'm emphasizing this is because it's really important to keep that in mind, because, well, you can start preparing your teams. Like, for example, this week, you know that you only need to have 3 full, the best teams that you can get. And your goal is going to be to do a minimum of 22 million. However, do not do them day one. This is the biggest advice and biggest mistake I want people to avoid. Like, from what I'm seeing over here, these people did it wrong from my point of view. Like, they should have not done it like this, because, well, you're missing out on points. Why am I saying that? Well, we just have the double drop rate increase for forging materials, which means we're gonna farm a ton of gear, we're gonna get better gear, we're gonna improve our teams, and we're gonna keep getting better and better. And basically what you wanna do is, you wanna do this fight on the last day possible, okay? It shows that we have 6 days and 12 hours while we can do that. You do it the last day so that you can get the best damage possible. It's not like the Chaos Shadows in the Season 1, in case you forgot how these ones work. In Season 1, Chaos Shadows, if you do 22 million, that's it. You get the maximum rewards for the Echoes of Cliff Sidra. Well, with this one, it depends on how many points you have, and that's going to influence it. Again, if you go to points ranking, you see the ranking. But check this out. Reward preview. If you manage to place in these tops, you're gonna get some extra Lunar Halo shards, okay? So you have an opportunity to grab even more, which means it's not gonna have to force you to summon if you get lucky. So as an example, if you manage to place top 40 all 4 weeks, that's gonna get you another 20 Lunar Halo shards, which means you're gonna hit the 200, which means you're not gonna need to do any summons at all on the banner if you don't want to. So that's one thing that's really important to keep in mind. This is the biggest tip, because like I said, you're gonna get more rewards. Obviously, you're gonna get more affinity solvent, some echoes of Clip Sidra. The middle one, the echo, is not that important. We get a ton more from the other world. But if you have the opportunity to have good teams and, do some good numbers in there to place at the top of the top 40, you're going to grab these ones. And that's going to be my goal. That's what I will be trying to do, is to try and place as high as I can. And like I said, in order to do that, I'm going to leave doing my keys to the last day possible. I'm just going to show you, for example, I did a random key for testing on this boss, because this is my best team with Ice Blast. So day 1, I managed to do 40 million. That gives me 14,515 points. So if I look at the leaderboard for people that already did it, so number 1 has 33,000. Maybe he used all 3 of them and he got 33,000. Well, basically just day 1 of me doing it, I almost got myself to half of his with just 1 key. But I'm obviously going to improve it. I'm obviously going to change my team, and I might even get a lot more to place even higher. So that's really, really important. I'm going to try and make a lot of guides on this one. I'm going to try and look at some teams that can be more free-to-play friendly, maybe have no legendaries, no legendary artifact, and try to maybe at least hit the 22 million goal. But for my account, I'm obviously going to push to the highest, and that's my biggest advice I can give you on this one. Don't do your chief challenges day 1. Leave it to the last day possible that you can, okay? Because again, you're going to get more gear, you're going to get more levels, which means you're going to be able to place higher on these leaderboards, which are going to give you a chance to get more Lunar Halo shards. And again, if you're debating like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to do this, just trust me, do it. She's amazing. Like, compared to UTR, she's like 10 times better as a legendary, and she seems to be like just, I don't know, just so good, so good. I'm really looking forward to getting her and playing around with her. And yeah, basically the shop over here shows you 200 Lunar Halo shards is what we need to summon her. If you're gonna do a lot more, or if you do decide to pull, you know, some summons and get more, I mean, I guess you're just gonna buy yourself more Healer Light dice. And if you don't manage to get a 200, you'd get a Healer Light dice, but I don't think anybody should not be able to do this in Season 2. Again, it's Season 2, you should have more heroes built up, you should have more of an idea of how to deal with it. So even if you don't manage to place on the leaderboards, you just need to pull 20 Healer Lights, okay? 20 Healer Lights gets you the 20 from this one. You should be able to slowly get to the 22 million for each team if you build them right, and you should grab yourself Address because she's really amazing and totally worth it. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave it at this. There's nothing else I can see that's worth mentioning. Just those two really important tips. Again, don't summon day one unless you really want to summon because you miss summoning as you've been saving. And tip number 2, don't do your Continental Chief challenges day one. Wait till the last day possible so you can get your best damage possible for each key, because it's not like the other world. Again, it's not like the other world exploration where as soon as you hit 22 million, that's it. The points matter now because of the ranking, where you can grab yourself some more rewards. But yeah, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content and if you think that my videos are helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Like this video, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.